Morning Nation, we are watching this like you. If this gets too real, blame Tommy's mug.
The fact that you wasted the last 5 years of your life, and you gotta find some way to forgive yourself. Just heads up, guys, if you're someone who easily gets offended, turn the volume up to offend more of them.
Finally, a user manual I respect.
That's the way to look at it, Sully. If you get up and you solve a problem every single day, that's 365 problems you're solving every single year. Even if it's a little problem of, not hitting the snooze button.
Snooze is a toxic relationship. I keep going back.
Or eating better. Every single day, if we're getting up trying that, we're always moving forward.
That sounded motivational. I hate it. Do it again.
504 minutes that somebody's behind just by hitting that snooze button.
Math plus shame. Breakfast is violent today.
Yeah. So guys, stop hitting the snooze. Or you're just going to keep staying mediocre.
Mediocre is my comfort zone. It is furnished.
True story. I found the straightest highway in the world.
That is the plot of my brain before caffeine.
Holy smokes, the guy's still talking.
Same, brother. Same.
The guy just was talking forever. So pull your coffee out, put the morning wood away.
We started at self-forgiveness and landed here. This show is a roller coaster.
We're talking semen swallowing this morning on the show.
I am guarding this mug with my life.
I was like, yeah, well, I guess I'll just write down the handsome chief. Because I think the word handsome is a ridiculous word.
Handsome is a word you say while folding pocket squares.
I think it's a fucking ridiculous word. Like who calls people handsome? Kai, who calls people handsome?
People who clap when the plane lands.
And Kai,
Can't just put this fucking hat on and expect it's going to go with everything.
I can. This hat is my personality, my defense, and my alibi.
And it's funny when I was, when I was traveling and traveling all over the planet with business, I enjoyed getting dressed and dressing for it, right? So probably like yourself, I get my clothes ready and then I was like, okay, so what hat am I going to wear with the accent?
This is why men are late. Hats.
There's things that you do in your life that are so easy for you that you do them with your eyes closed. You just take the skill for granted.
I take everything for granted until it breaks.
We often, I believe anyways, we often take for granted things that others place a high value on.
Like silence or a working back.
That to you and I, it's just normal what we do. Let's just talk about a fight or a punch.
Tommy looks like he argues with doors and wins.
Like anybody could throw a punch. Like in theory, just you throw a punch. But actually you can't.
Facts. I swing once, then I need a chair and a motivational speech.
Right, because it's hard to do. And normal's kind of a word that I don't like.
Normal is just average with confidence.
To standard. So when we end the show, we do a quick regroup. I call it a standard. It's a standard. It's a day that is just like the day that's yesterday. It's interesting how people just spiral.
Spiral starts with one dumb choice, then you double down like it is a hobby.
I want to have a serious conversation. Like the idea of spiraling. And what I mean by that is, and you've known guys, maybe yourself, where one bad decision, and the next thing you know, maybe you're not fully recovered from that decision. The second one happens, then the third one, and life just goes out of hand.
That is me with online shopping at 2 a.m.
Right?
Just about every human self-sabotages.
Humanity is undefeated at ruining a good Tuesday.
I would rather fucking, gnaw my fucking left arm off with my own fucking teeth and not pay you back.
That is loyalty with a warning label.
I'm gonna say no this time.
Say no like you are blocking a scam call. No apology, no explanation.
Because
I
don't think this is what you think it is. I saw him about a year later, dude, thank God you told me no. Because that was a fucking scam.
Congrats, you just paid stupid tax. No refunds, no store credit.
But the point of being is that you need those people around you to finally fucking say no.
If your circle never blocks you, it is not a circle. It is a trap.
You know what's incredible, Johnny, is the word unconditional.
Unconditional love still has boundaries. That is the whole point.
Like that's a difficult word to hold up to when you're the friend in a situation like you're in that situation with your friend. And what I mean by that is that you're showing unconditional love. And what's difficult for you is to have to use those two letters of no. But that's the right thing to do if you're going to show unconditional love. Because what you're saying to that friend, and I'm going to call myself as your friend. I know I'm your friend. I know I'm your brother. I know you'll have my back. So, and I know that there's love unconditionally there. But what I guess there's an expectation that comes from that is when I am in a situation, that unconditional love has to have the courage to say no to me.
That is love with backbone. Rare, expensive, worth it.
Then I have to say, okay, I'm going to just realize that I'm going to watch you go through this pain. You understood as part of the equation. frustration, whatever it is.
Yes.
You're going to pay your consequence.
Consequences do not ghost. They show up early.
I mean,
Yes.
how's this guy going to fucking make it? All he does is lift weights.
Yeah.
There's not just, hey, I want these, put them in the fucking UPS package, please. You know, because all of a sudden it went from an idea to something that he actually had to in reality go do, and instantly the fucking idea lost all of its luster.
Johnny, he almost died with the BlackBerry in his hand. Now he's bringing it back.
That is commitment or a disorder. I respect it.
We can flip the script and say how bad Henry Ford was at the same time. You know, history is selective with how we tell our stories.
My autobiography is edited by my ego.
In the future, right? And let's face it, right? The idea of a contrarian approach exists for a reason. So we broke it down, right? It's the stomach acids such as peptin break it down to proteins, deactivate the sperm cells,
We are doing biology with coffee. Tap the mug if you learned something.
eliminating any possibility, and then it basically just exits the body really quickly. So there you go.
Kind of like, when you go outside and it's raining, you get wet.
Well, no, but there's
We need a study to break down the molecules of the water on the skin.
Science is just humans refusing to chill.
yeah. So sperm accounts for roughly 1 to 5% of the semen,
Only 5%, and it still runs everybody's life. Insane.
but the rest is mostly water-based seminal plasma. So out of all that liquid, only 1 to 5% of it is actually the semen.
Well, fuck, you only need one goddamn good swimmer.
That line belongs on a trucker hat and a warning label.
That level of obsession turned a $15,000 domain into a $100 million empire.
Crackberry Kevin or CBK for the last 20 years, because there's only one of those in the world. You can't really screw it up, and you'll always remember it. I think at the end of the day, what we're building are products for people who take action and want to get shit done. And one of the traps that's happened for people who used to take action is we get on these side conquests all the time. Like, we pick up our iPhone to do something, we get hit by a feed, and 3 hours later we get back to the thing we're doing. Every time you pick it up, we want you to add value to your day. We don't want you to go down these kind of like distractions that happen. But killing doom scrolling needs to happen.
Doom scrolling is the silent thief. It steals hours and gives you anxiety coupons.
A little bit. I mean, the world has gone off the rails with too much screen time.
Kevin, I landed the first Coca-Cola deal with ICUC because I responded to an email in less than a second. People were like, how the fuck did you do that?
He replied fast. That is basically a superpower now.
Like, I'll get this BlackBerry thing.
But I think the one word answer to the question of like what made us do this crazy thing is actually data. When Steve Jobs gets on stage and announces the iPhone, a phone without buttons, he basically declared war both in the tech space but culturally on buttons, right? Kind of saying, hey, this is now a dated feature. That's his story to push, and it worked. And it wasn't buttons that killed BlackBerry, it was the lack of software. And everybody ended up having to have a touchscreen device. Eventually, BlackBerry says, we're going to become a software company, a security company, we're out of the hardware game. And they shut everything down in that business. Kevin, when is there going to be a new phone with buttons? Is BlackBerry going to make something again? Like every day. But, in my head, I was like, oh, there's a way to actually build, a new BlackBerry and do it profitably and do it at a smaller scale initially and grow slower over time without the same sort of demands. Like, guess what? He's available. Not working for BlackBerry, has, 20,000 hours of experience that no engineer and industrial designer on the planet has for a product like this. It blew up, right? It became one of the top stories of the year. One was an AI gadget and one was clicks, and literally went viral from, across the internet, across social media, the 6 o'clock news across every local station in the US. Coming back to data, just further validated that while we might be swimming upstream or, climbing a mountain into a freaking hurricane with an avalanche coming down in the broader scope of the world, we built the best team on the planet to go after this opportunity that, might seem small on a percentage basis of the global smartphone market, but literally the smartphone is the single biggest category.
Well, and at that point, you're chasing market share. If you get 1% of market share, you got yourself a nice little business there.
1% sounds small until you realize it pays rent.
If you give somebody 5 years, it's going to take 5 years to get it done. And it's human nature. John, you and I talk about it all the time. When you give somebody a certain amount of time, nobody's going to try to get it done quicker.
It was January 4th, 2023, sitting in Las Vegas at a bar when time kind of stood still, and we said, yes, this is like There's only a few people on the planet crazy enough to build a keyboard case for an iPhone right now in 2024 or in 2023 for 2024. And I think it's a good idea. Let's do it. And within the next minute, we knew we had to announce it January 4th, 2024, a year later. Then anything you can buy through ads the other 364 days of the next year. In a perfect world, I would have had the product ready to ship for a bunch of models on January 4th, 2024, because I got, 3 million visits on the website in 48 hours. I would have sold $100 million worth day one. I'm like, what are the odds you go back to the biggest tech show of the year? You're doing another product with buttons. That was already the big story 2 years ago. And they both have been. Like, we've gotten that attention each time. And it just comes back to, well, everybody is zigging. We chose to pick on a feature to zag with. But the thing is, you can't create the future the day you launch the product. You need to start a year or two in the past, put in the work to do the thing that you're going to announce. And the world is still changing while you're bringing something to market. So now, when you launch your thing, the world has to be at the right spot, and the world needs to be open for this new future you're trying to create. And that is really hard. While this might look like your old BlackBerry, the timing for this, and coming back to the intro video around, stopping doom scrolling, well, these are words that didn't exist in 2009 when BlackBerry was top of the game, or 2007. These are new problems the world created. And it turns out a product like this that looks a little bit old but updated and new helps to solve a very 2026 problem today.
The interface of the future is what we are doing right now.
If you don't correct and we just talk, the quality of what we put out in the world in text is going to get really hard to read.
Let's keep it short. Let's keep it sweet. Let's keep it actionable. Currency. That word currency.
Currency is action. Also caffeine. Mostly caffeine.
Most people think dollars, money. Well, currency it can be defined in many shapes and forms. Well, let's say currency is important. Let's say currency helps us move ahead. Say currency helps better our lives. So many ways we can define currency. But now that we've defined it with more of an open-minded position, what's the biggest currency? Action. Stop thinking about it and go fucking do it.
That is the whole episode tattooed on a forehead.
You can sit there and dream for the rest of your goddamn life. You know what a dream is without action? It's called a wish. So when you think about currency, what's important? What do you need to change your life for the better? Action. Stop thinking about it. Get off your ass and go do it. Rock and roll.
All right, welcome back to more PG show where we get it.
It's
Nor
not
was it
interesting to
interesting.
doom scroll when you're fucking building something.
Well, I literally sold my identity as part of my transaction. Like, because crackberry.com was an asset making money still in 2019.
Sold it.
And the Crackberry Kevin social handles were also making money tied to that brand. I sold even my persona got sold as part of that transaction. And I was able to buy my stuff back. And I literally bought back my identity. And it was, it was later in 2023 where all of a sudden I was like, oh, Clicks is my all in. Like, I had my latest working prototype. I knew it was going to go viral as soon as I saw it and had it. I'm like, this will blow up the internet when it gets out there to the world.
So Johnny, just
Simple.
The idea of an
Boil it down. Pull all the layers
Lot of
back and just real simple shit.
the
lot of
idea of
work.
action so hard to do.
Almonds in the pockets are for the guy that keeps fucking that up. But you can go to the dirtiest fucking liquor store on the planet and you can find almonds.
Yeah, I operate best when I'm in a rhythm, and I operate best when I repeat myself.
I'm fucking nothing but a streak.
Yeah. On your fucking underwear, Anderson. I know.
And I gotta tell you, we walked out of there like traumatized. As I am right now by that beetle going at it stuff. Traumatized. Koala bears. No one wants to think about koala bears going at it. You don't want to talk about seals. and what
Going
they-
at it.
It's almost like thinking about your kids having sex for the first time.
Exactly.
Like, God damn it. Fuck, man.
it was.
Especially as a father of girls, like God. damn.
Yes.
I know it's got to happen, but Jesus Christ,
Oh, God.
I thought she was holding a big cigar. I was like, what the fuck is she holding?
You might not even have a spot on the show, Anderson, if I showed a ball. Because the handsome meter might just go off the fucking shelf. We had a fun coffee yesterday after the show. He was like, what the hell was that? I'm like, it was crazy.
But especially as a leader, if you are by nature, if your authentic self is an asshole, right? So if you're grumpy me, I don't give a crap or shit about anybody else me, if that is who you are, then you're going to struggle. You truly hate people. All I'm saying is,
We shouldn't be a leader or work in the people business. And then I had this weird moment that I caught myself in that moment where I actually found myself with the trade happening in real time. It was literally, it's like time stopped, Jimmy. It's like it stopped for me at the moment and it just stopped in real time and go, holy shit. I am actually changing words, maybe we'll call it truth, in exchange for the approval of the person over there. I was like, holy shit, I'm speaking to appease them. And here's the thing, I've learned over time, I'm good at gaining approval. Well, then what you start perhaps doing is you start treating your own opinion like it's a liability. You're actually not being professional. No, you're self-editing yourself. And the moment you start self-editing yourself and you do it often enough, think about that. That self-editing becomes self-erasing.
That is how you disappear while still smiling.
Because one thing I've learned in life, the only thing worse than being disliked is being applauded for a version of you that isn't real. Fear is extremely expensive. Fuck, think about it. That fear charges you interest every single day, nonstop. I became the guy that could walk into a room and just make it smooth. Just walk in, make it easy, make it nice. You know, reading the temperature of everybody. 8 seconds, 10 seconds, just knowing how the room was going to roll. And then become whatever keeps the peace for everybody in the room. Is that you're telling everybody, oh yeah, I can disappear on demand. Like, what? True story. Think about that for a second. Are you really yourself in that meeting today, or are you disappearing? You, all of us, we're not here to be liked. And that's okay. Because the people who require you to be smaller were never your people. Live is the lie detector in front of all of you, and that's why so many people avoid it. Not because they're busy, because it's exposure. And listen, being liked, we all want to be liked. It's tempting. But guys, being liked is also safe. Because when you don't surprise anyone, and you don't challenge the room, and you don't say the thing you actually mean, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody else around you.
That was a full body check. Full show starts in a bit. If you leave now, you're confirming the allegation. Gentlemen, welcome. This is the survival guide for living with women before 8 a.m. Rule 1. If she chews ice, don't react. Breathe, smile, and pretend you're at a glacier.
Cute. We made a guide too. Step 1. If he leaves cabinets open, he's volunteering for consequences. Step 2. When he says relax, he's ignoring the assignment. He can stop the war by noticing first.
Okay, that got personal. Today, we're stopping petty wars before they torch the whole house.
Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Accountability partner here to help you start your day with real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. We are live and we are an R-rated experience.
Prick. Was that?
The interface is dying. Live beats perfect every time.
It gave me goose pimples to hear it.
Do not waste any single day. Morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation, baby. Yes, we are here to help you start your day just like Rufy did this morning at 7:30 Eastern time on Kindness Rising, right here on the Mornings in the Lab live network. What are you guys up to today? Hey, just standard reminder. If you missed a little warning at the top of the thing over there. This is an R-rated experience. Yes, it is, baby. We drop F-bombs, S-bombs, B-bombs, every kind of bomb out there. So we got kids around, they're going to be offended. And do not say that I warned you. Do not say that I didn't warn you. We got cops dressed as clowns. And yesterday we talked about what happens when you swallow cum. Just saying, that's the kind of content you might find on the show. So before you leave, if you're offended, good. Then we're doing our job. Hey, good morning, everybody. To all the lurkers and all the new listeners, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. Hey, Carts, are you here this morning? Did you wake up and see Keith's big head on your phone? And you're like, hey, I got to go see that big guy's head on my phone. If you guys don't know, Carter's my son. Yesterday, he's like, hey, I tuned into your show yesterday. He's like, oh, why? Because it's your birthday? You wanted to hear Keith and Johnny wish you happy birthday? He's like, no. I go, fuck, man, bullshit, Billis. Bullshit, Billis, you got up to hear me say happy birthday to you. Well, son, happy birthday. I love you, man. And hey, to the other one, to my daughter, Piper, happy birthday. Today's her birthday today. Yeah, so I'm celebrating kids' birthdays yesterday and today. Boom, boom, boom. Happy birthday, crew. Hey, guys, have you checked into the show? Oh, baby, I almost forgot to check in today. I got the admission. I didn't want to break my streak, though. So hold on, Petro. Always the highest quality content on war? Well, Petro, what? No, this is not the Department of War. I was having a conversation. Something like, hey, so what are they called the Department of War? I'm like, I don't know. It's interesting to me. But hey, who's checking in this morning? I checked in. I saw Sullivan check in. I saw Holroyd check in. They beat me this morning. So here's the thing. I got up this morning. I was all excited because Perplexity dropped a brand new set of agents yesterday, 19 of them to be exact. And I was all excited. I put them to work last night. I got up this morning and I was like, oh, hey, I got my agents working. And then, oh, thank you. Thank you, Petro. And I got down. I got to work, got the team all getting after it. And we're all just getting after it. Like, holy shit. I forgot to check in today, and I know everybody else has. So if you haven't checked in today, get on over to mornings.live, mitl.live, and check in to come say hello and prove to us you are awake and you are alive and you are here on the show. And while you're there, producer Kai, she's on the poll. Yes, Jimmy, that's what it sounded like. Kai is on the poll, and she's on the daily question too. Sorry, Kai. Today's daily poll, what's the biggest holdup in your business right now? Kai just being on the poll? Or sales and revenue, systems and operations, and focus and execution? I haven't looked at the message behind my screen here that I know Kai's just like, really? Like, yeah, that's sorry. Yeah. Hey, today's poll. What's the biggest hole up in your business right now? Sales, revenue, systems, and focus and execution. And hey, tomorrow, and then the daily question. What are you most afraid people will realize about you? What are you most afraid of? Like, what is it? Is that you're just too damn handsome? And hey, for all the snoozers out there, you know how we get after it every single day. We like to remind you. We like to remind you that you are now 8 hours and 33 minutes behind the guy who's been getting up without hitting the snooze button since January 1st. Yeah. So January 1st, if you've been getting up, you're 503 minutes ahead of the dude that has been clicking that snooze button. True mother story. So guys, I'm telling you right now, listen, and here's the thing. We have a free accountability partner. It's called mitl.live. Get up, roll over, hit the button, check in, and then we won't tease you for snoozing. And then you won't be a loser for snoozing. Yeah, it's actually as simple as that. And it doesn't cost you anything. It costs you nothing to come check in and come say hello and come check into the daily poll and come check into the daily question. Oh, and I see Kai's got a basketball court out there. Nice theme, Kai. I'm wondering, Jimmy and Kai are on it today. We might be talking Chris Bosh. Yeah, trending topic today. We might be talking Chris Bosh in the news. Woke up in his own blood. Dude woke up in his own blood. Yeah, his message will change your life. And hey, some guy, a $200 scheme that almost stole $1 billion from a New York hotel. And your sneakers generate tiny lightning bolts. Well, Johnny would know because he doesn't wear sneakers. Talking about it. And the world's chunkiest parrot. Hey, I used to be called Chunky. That's the word. It's Holroyd. You ever called Chunky? I was called Chunky as a young man growing up. Yeah, husky, chunky, kind of interchangeable. Chunky. Fuck, man, I have not heard that word in a long time. Thanks for putting that. The world's chunkiest parrot. He can't fly. That's like the handsome chief. Oh, my God. Oh, we got so much topics to get into. We're probably not going to get to all of them, but we're going to do what we can. Thank you, team, for having them ready out here. We're learning some new processes. And hey, coming up today on Center Stage, Sarah Barnes-Humphrey. From director of sales to mopping floors at a tennis club and back up to building a supply chain empire, Sarah Barnes-Humphrey is in the lab to talk about resilience. Her memoir, I Buried Her in a French Press. Oh, and the relentless pursuit of self-worth. And then, hey, coming up in the big deep dive, second hour, why we stopped arguing about the small stuff. Do you guys still argue about the small stuff? To all my husbands out there, do you just sit down with your wife and argue about all the little shit? It's like, at what point we're like, what's the point? Not moving life forward. We're going to have that conversation, myself and Johnny, second hour. And yes, we are. And of course, we got Maya Reyes dropping in. Yes, bottom of hour 2, Community Corner. But hey, nation, let's get the show on the road because the morning loop, baby, the morning loop, it starts right now.
Nation, yesterday we fell through TikTok anatomy class. It was too early for that conversation.
Somebody said it was a medical emergency. It wasn't, but your group chat acted like it was.
The internet loves myths and panic. We kept it clean, but we told the truth.
If you missed it, congratulations. If you watched it, you're officially in our weird little science club.
So today we're switching gears. Why we stopped arguing about the small stuff and how we handle it without blowing up.
Hey, I'm calling it out again, mitl.live, morningsinthelab.live. Yes, come check us out. We got the daily poll, the daily question. And of course, we have a place for you to check in and show us you are awake, up and at 'em, and checking in with your morning proof. Yes, baby. Yes, sirree, baby. All right, we got Johnny Anderson joining us here in a quick second. Before we do that, though, hey guys, you ever building something? You're going through life. You're achieving greatness, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in work. But maybe it's a journey. You know that moment where you're just in the thick of it. Like you're just actually, absolutely, unequivocally in the thick of it. That's right now. Me and the team. Yeah, true story. And I just want to go a quick shout out and just send some love out to the entire Mornings in the Lab team because I know that everybody right now is feeling it. We are, as you guys heard me a couple days ago, we are on a press to raise some money. We are on a press to take this thing to the next level, and everybody is busting their ass. And I know it and I can see it. And it's those moments that when you're taking a team through something, and I got up today and I can see everybody working and you get in front of them and you give them that little positive nudge. because you know you need to get them a little further. And that's my crew right now, and I could not be more proud. And what makes me most proud is, and this is where I think humans are going to struggle, frankly, is that the moment we have something figured out, the moment it changes. You're like, what? Well, so, we're living in a world of adaptive moving workflows that are constantly evolving. And, we built workflows, we're building this business, and it got to a point yesterday where it was like, okay, great. And then a new tool gets released and like, oh, so what's that going to do for us? And then it just increases your workflow and your productivity 75% more. You're like, all right, everybody, we're learning something new again. So, when I talk to my kids and I talk to kids, around me within my peer group, I'm offering this one advice. You have to be willing to constantly learn. Because the moment you think that you have this workflow figured out, think back to using Microsoft Word or Excel. Okay, know how to use Microsoft Word. Great. Awesome. But then imagine 2 weeks later, it's a brand new version. Like, well, fuck, I just learned that one. Well, that's the world we're living in right now. And it's hard, right? So kudos to the Mornings in the Lab team for constantly adapting and, most importantly, embracing the gray, embracing the ambiguity around the lines, because that ambiguity is what moves us to credibility. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. Let's keep the show on the road. We got the Anderson, the big dog himself. Jimmy, what did you put him on today? You got the fucking Run DMC guy.
I love the vehicle until I got out, man. There's no fucking chains on me.
Dude, I wore chains for a while. I went through a period for a few months of my life, and I went through all my dad's clothes, and I was like looking for like fucking goofy shit, like goofy chains that I could hang on my belt and hang on my body. That lasted for a couple weekends at the bar, and then I was like, no, I don't think I like looking like the guy with chains.
Exactly. I don't do the chains. I didn't need the 2 weeks to figure it out. But team, real quick, that close-up of me, that you wouldn't know that's me on the close-up. You got to touch up the AI. It gets a little further. The AI, they're like that, and this is just a saying, like redheaded stepchild, right? I was a stepchild, so I'm, making fun of my own here. It's like, the AI will make these clones they'll just get further and further away from the origin. So you got to tell them, hey, let's get back to the fucking beginning, because the close up of my face didn't look like me anymore.
This was true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Dude, how are you, man? How was the last 22 hours of your life? And just don't tell me it was normal. Tell me how was your life? How was your last 22 hours?
What an interesting morning.
Oh,
fuck, man. Jesus Christ. I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna get 500 bodyweight squats before the show starts.
Shut up! Seriously?
Yeah. Why? What's wrong with that?
Well, no, I love it because
that's normal to me.
Well, I know, but I love it because I love how it just comes out. Yeah, so I got up this morning. I was gonna do 500 body squats. Like normal humans don't think that way, which is why I love it. So, did you decide that last night, or did you decide that this morning?
I knew I was gonna do some squats. I didn't know how many, so I started getting going. Anyway, so I'm doing my stuff. I'm doing a set. I'm doing this, doing a set, getting my vitamins. And I got to a place where I realized that my methylene blue bottle comes in. So I happened to open another one.
Oh,
right? And fuck me, dude. For the first time, I bobbled an open of a bottle and I got just a few fucking drops out because this shit is dye.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck, dude. It's like, my hands, I had to scrub them what's the thing that you scrub pen, like steel wool?
Yes.
I had to use one of those fuckers and I still didn't get it all off. Crazy, dude. Unbelievable.
So I got to ask, because we were talking yesterday about how we dress. So I noticed you have a little blue detail in the shirt. You got the blue hat on.
Total coincidence that I got stained with blue. I already had this laid out last night.
I was wondering if there was some influence with it.
Here we go. Yeah, so you can barely see it's underwear. You see it. It's under my fucking fingernails.
Oh, I hate that.
Dude, there's nothing worse than having some fucker. You look at his hands and you can tell right away if he's well kept. Well-kept people don't have fucked up under shit under the finger.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, dude. So
I'm not just cut them down to the point where that's the only way to get this shit out of here, I think.
So that's why I struggled growing up because You know, you were mama's boy. I certainly was closer to mama's boy than my dad's boy, right? So my dad would be out in the garage doing all the manly stuff, right? Getting his fingers dirty and everything. But then, so whenever I'd go and spend time with my dad doing the dad stuff and I'd come in and have my hands all dirty, dude, I freaking hated, and I'll use that word, I really strongly disliked having to like use that grease remover stuff and get it off your nails, because I hated how it sat under your nails like you just talked. And it drove me nuts, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those things like, oh, I can't get it out of there. And it was one of those OCD things that I had to actually deal with, you know?
I didn't run into that issue until later.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know when it was. When I started taking interest in girls, I don't remember. Maybe when girls started taking interest in me and it made a difference. I don't know. Know? Yes. But what I do remember is this.
Yes.
When we moved from the farm, we moved on into a river house. We were on the Willamette River.
Okay, yeah.
And so we were in the water all the time. We had a boat. So, I mean, anyway, so when you're skiing and fishing and swimming and stuff,
yes,
nothing will stand to your nails. It comes out. So I got used to these really clean nails just a side effect.
Just through lifestyle of yours. Yeah. So I didn't realize you spent that much time on the water growing up, actually. I didn't realize that part of you.
That's why I'm a water person.
Well, I know you are, but
I did the shit out of me.
Yes, I know you are, but I didn't realize you grew up on it with boating and fishing, and I didn't realize that was a big part of your childhood. That's pretty cool, man. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 10, 11 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I started driving a boat for the first time.
Fuck yeah. No kidding. Good for you.
Yeah. The only job that I ever had, I've never had a job as an adult. As a kid, we had to have adult jobs, but I was living at home. Yeah. So I would take the fucking family boat about 2 miles upstream to work at a fucking marina.
Oh, yeah.
That was my commuter.
That's pretty cool, man. That's really cool.
Fuck, dude. Talk about a fucking blessed upbringing.
Yeah. I'm intimidated by boats to this day. Maybe it's because of the water and the fear of the water, but I'm intimidated by them. I will say
I had a thing like that too. This was such a big river. There was a shipping lane.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was a fucking long way across.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, probably 150 yards.
Holy smokes. Yeah. Okay.
Big fucking river.
Yeah.
Anyway, it really interesting too. One of the only fucking rivers that runs south to north.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Normally they go south.
Absolutely. Well, so I'm part of it. So I'm up here in the Red River, connects to the Mississippi, works us all the way down here. So I can relate to what you're talking about because I'm used to seeing the river run the other way, right? So
yeah. But as a kid, man, I can remember just going to the back because the whole back of the house was glass, and I can remember just going back there,
cool. Yeah,
and just watching the fucking water go by.
That's awesome.
It was something that I didn't understand. I really didn't understand it till I got like older, and the thought of not being able to see it was like, whoa, this is not home to me.
Interesting. Yeah.
Literally, so the first fucking place I ever bought, like a non-apartment, when you're when you're fucking broke and just trying to find a place to sleep, you kind of forgo your rules.
Yes. Yes.
Does your couch overview the river? Oh, I can't spend the night then, Thank you for the opportunity. I'll sleep in my car. But anyway, it was on a fucking creek. So I could go in the back and I could fucking listen and watch the creek. The next one I bought was just fucking probably 5 miles down the creek. Then from there, I went to the San Francisco Bay, and I've never come off the fucking water.
Good for you, man. That's pretty cool.
Although it's kind of a bitch, though, brother, because like when I'm looking at these fucking places in Big Bear, they're fucking perfect.
Yeah, but there's no water.
I can't see the. I mean, I don't have to be. I got to be able to see it.
Yeah,
I can't fucking see the water. I'm like, God damn it. Will the woods work?
It's like a psychological thing. Hey, so I went to school in Kelowna for a year in college, and it was interesting, John, because when I moved there, Kelowna is like in a valley, and all around you is mountains. And I lived there for a year, went to school, and I got used to seeing that. My brain was getting used to waking up, seeing the mountains around me. I came home for Christmas to see my family, got off the airplane and started driving, and I had this psychological feeling of where was my comfort of the mountains around me. because I could see forever. So maybe relating to the same way with you're looking for water, right? Which gives you a certain sense of comfort, right?
Well, if you think about this, man, from the beginning of time, has never left the fucking water. It's only when technology came around that we fucking moved away from water.
Yeah.
If you went far enough back, we would be fucking idiots to move 15 miles away from the water and actually build a place to stay.
Yes.
We'd have to keep going back to the fucking water for something.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know. 100%. Hey, coming up, Sarah Barnes Humphrey. She went from director to mopping floors, and then she built some kind of supply chain empire. We're meeting Sarah Humphrey coming up at the bottom of the hour today. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm a booty warrior. Jim H is joining us this morning on the show. Good to have you, booty warrior, hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Johnny, so a word was put on my table this morning that I forgot I was called as a young man growing up. I was interchanged with husky. I was also called chunky. You ever called chunky?
I mean, I think all those fucking words fit. I mean, but they're all interchangeable, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, but I was husky was one that my mom would call me husky. Like, thanks, mom, calling me husky. But chunky was also one that would work its way through my world as well. And I'll tell you something. It's actually in the news today because Johnny, the world's chunkiest parrot. Yes, I said chunkiest parrot is actually, I was called the human tripod. Good job, Jim. That's awesome. And I was called chunky. But we're going to talk about the chunkiest parrot because apparently it's flying again. Jimmy, what's that all about?
Nation, the chunkiest parrot on earth can't fly. It waddles and it wins anyway. It smells like honey and booms like a subwoofer to find a mate.
No?
That's not a joke.
Okay.
30 years ago, there were 51 left. Now it's 200 plus and hatching like crazy. That's a comeback.
Well, let's segue back to Chunky while they figure out their shit. You know, it's funny you said that because, brother, you know what? I had a nickname and it wasn't fucking self-appointed. I'll tell you that. And it was taking all of these things and fucking summarize them. And it really took pathetic and put it in there. It was 3 letters, excuse me. Pud, P-U-D.
Oh, yeah?
I was called Pud for fucking probably.
Pud.
It's probably, I don't know, probably 3-4 years. And it was like all my buddies would call me, I mean, buddies, not buddies. Sometimes it would be with love. Other times it would be like to get at me. It really depended on the person and how they said it.
Yeah. Pud. I haven't heard that word before. Pud.
It was very unique. That's for sure.
So when you're called Pud, you're like, okay, I'm going to react to that one because that one is what
I don't even fucking, I think in the beginning, I didn't even know how to react to it. Didn't know if it was good or bad.
But hey, so this parrot, it's 9-pound parrot, can't fly. And it's I'm seeing here. There's only 51 of these birds left on the planet. 51, Johnny, just 51, not 5,951. And today that number is now, I guess, over 200 because it's they've been populating.
Like a version of a macaw.
Looks like that. Yeah, it actually looks like that. And it's funny. So I'm looking at my notes here because I had a new agent create me a bunch of notes here, and it's a big mess of notes, but it's okay. Kai will learn from this today. But yeah, so there you go. The chunky parrot is flying again. Let's go from chunky parrot to something that I found was quite interesting. Johnny, Chris Bosch, trending topic. He was in the news as well today as well. Sterling Preston. Let's throw this Chris Bosch topic out there.
Bosch collapsed getting ready for date night. No warning. He woke up hurt and his body wouldn't cooperate. This is a 41-year-old Hall of Famer. 2 rings. If it can hit him, it can hit any of us. He gave 2 words. Don't wait. Health, calls, goals, love. Pick one and move today.
Dude, this is scary, man, because this happens to people around us, especially in our peer group. 41-year-old dude getting ready for a date night with his wife. Walked from his closet to his bathroom. Numbing sensation shoots down his left leg like electric jolt. Then darkness. Passed right out. Covered in his own blood. Wife was on the phone with 911. Tried to move his body the way he had always had, and he didn't.
Where did the blood come from?
Recovery, black eye, bruised face, zero filter. So he had blood clots that ended his career in 2015, 2016. It doesn't say where I'm looking here to see where it came from. But he described walking from his closet to the bathroom, and then he collapsed. And he woke up in his own blood. Oh, here we go. No, so in 2015, he was hospitalized with a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in his lung. But this has been a big part of his life. So
when he woke, I still don't know, where did the blood come out?
Yeah,
Like it may have been his lungs, or maybe his mouth from his lungs.
Yeah, I'm looking to find that here, and it doesn't. Hey, Kai, if you can find that for me, that would be great here, because you're right. Our agent did a really good job giving me all the details. Almost gave me too many details, actually. Yeah, I'm going to suspect it was coming out of his mouth. Actually, is what I'm.
If it had to do with his lungs, it's the only place it could have.
Yes, that's it. So the point of this was, don't wait. And I think too often we as men and humans, we think that it'll figure itself out. In this situation, he's like, no, don't wait to take action. You might be waiting on something that needs to get after right now. So interesting story on that one. So yeah, Chris Bosch, a little reminder for all of us. And I was thinking about you too, man, because I know you have high awareness with your body, and I'm not suggesting you don't go and take care of yourself. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just a good reminder when we're feeling something. Sometimes maybe it's important to take a look at it, right?
Well, there's no question. You have to figure out, is it something that the body is, you call it, semi-efficiently handling itself?
Yes.
And if it's not,
yes,
and it needs help, you have to get the help.
Yes.
Like if you're in a fucking car wreck, there's too much damage for it to fix itself. You need help for that.
Yeah.
Like if you're fucking really banged up, if you fall down and you got a bunch of bruises, you kept your head from, you knock yourself cold, maybe go check yourself out. But it's like you got to have an understanding, and that's part of the problem. I think people don't have a good enough understanding of the body, of what systems have been altered that could possibly need help or not.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny. So thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy got it for us here. Well, Chris Boss has not disclosed the formal medical diagnosis. He woke up his facial injuries, Johnny, when he slammed his face on the ground during the sudden blackout. So he crashed to the floor. His face
split his head open or something.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So Peter Parker grabbed all the news for us today, and I'm teaching Peter how to create better sounding content for us. So Jimmy, thanks for that one. Hey, looking at Committed, this should not be possible, and yet here we are. I like this segment of Committed. We'd like to find things that showing people that are doing some pretty crazy things, some interesting, some committed things. And this is why people practice in empty parking lots. Let's check this out, Johnny. Let's look at this, man. This is interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's
there we go.
Jimmy, if you can rewind that back, man. We're having a hard time getting it loading there. There you go. Jim, right back to the beginning, Jimmy.
Oh. Fuck. I want to know what's over that edge. I mean, clearly that wasn't intended to happen.
No. He just kind of ended up going
like a big fucking bike with a little fucking dude.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like
and
that.
For guys that have never rode like a big fucking machine like that, I remember when I was probably 25. So I was a strong fucking dude. And I had a lot of experience, enough experience riding like the 600, size street bike, like CBRs and shit like that, which are fucking unbelievably fast. Right?
Yes.
But a buddy of mine, he had this, it was a Ninja. It was 1100.
Okay.
Like fucking almost twice the size.
Dude.
Well, I mean, not twice that you look at it, but just heavier, more powerful. And he told me, he said, look, dude, just understand, you go into a corner, it's much harder to put this thing down to ride than you're used to those smaller bikes. It just, trust me. And of course, I didn't fucking trust him, dude. I went fucking into a corner and I almost didn't keep it on the fucking road. I mean, I couldn't believe I was like outside, there's the yellow line before you go. Outside that fucking line. And I was everything I had to get
leaning in. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I was like, and I would probably go in fucking 60 miles.
Dude, it reminds me of that crash I showed you for that unfortunate crash with the guy in the Ferrari that GTA founder killed himself when his Ferrari got out of control going around the corner. We as humans lose sight of that line real quick, man. And you get over that line, you're done. You're done.
Well, the worst part is you think
Yes.
And that's the fucking problem. Like,
Yes.
I believed I understood.
Yes.
And I had no fucking idea how to calibrate the weight and the power of it. You know, I don't know what it would be considered. It's like when a bike is going fast enough, you could jump off and that thing would just keep going by itself.
Yeah.
Whatever that force is called.
Yeah.
That force was so fucking difficult. You know, on a smaller bike, it's just easier to do this. That bigger bike was so fucking stiff. Oh my God. That guy in the Ferrari probably didn't understand something about what he was doing.
100%. Yeah. So I never grew up riding motorcycles. I had a 3-wheeler. I had ATC. Motorcycles kind of scare me as well. I will say. Hey, coming up, Sarah Barnes Humphrey. She went from director to mop and floors. She's patiently waiting for us in the green room. We're going to bring her up here in a couple minutes.
Just for the record, your motorcycles scare me too. That's part of the fucking. That's part of what gets you fucking fired up to go on them.
Well, 100%. Yeah. Hey, Claudia, I see you out there, brother. Haven't seen you for a while. Nice to have you in the chat this morning, Johnny. We got Rick Clody joining us here this morning. Of course, we got Rico, of course, always out there. Rico 402 joining us on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right, before we bring Sarah in, Johnny, I got a fun topic for us to throw out there. So, Nicki Minaj, who's been in the news lately because she's made a public proclamation of where she stands. Well, maybe all of it is fake. Sterling, Preston, what's that all about?
Nation, X is a nightclub. The loudest guy might be a robot. Report says Nikki's political post got boosted by bots. Politico cites Cyabra. They reviewed 51 posts and 55,000 accounts, flagged about 33% as inauthentic. On December 26, they claimed 56% of comments were inauthentic. Bruisewitz says it's organic. Either way, don't trust loud.
I throw this out there because most humans don't know this, but out of the so Nikki was in the media a lot lately, and I'm just using her as as a metaphor. Whether it's whatever celebrity, whatever human, out of the 55,000 accounts interacting with Minaj on X, over 30% of them weren't even real. Right. So it just continues to perpetuate how much is not real out there. And folks get caught up in this. Oh, my God, she's everywhere. She's ubiquitous. This consensus of Nikki's messages everywhere. Well, yeah, because it's being amplified by fakery. Right. It's just not real. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better. But it's fascinating to me. And I like to put it out there to remind everybody that these numbers we see, most of them and most often are not real. Johnny.
Well, I think if a person was to spend more time looking at the person rather than what everybody else thought about the person, they would make a much better judgment if they want to involve themselves with the person. The problem is over.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's like people are fucking sheep. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I know.
There was some study, Grok could find this. There was some fucking line formed, like in a real public place. And people just started getting in this. And then the experiment started. They somehow were going and asking people, what are you in line for? They didn't even fucking know.
It's true.
They're just fucking standing in line because everybody else got in there.
So it actually happens often. I've done that. I've done that before. True story. I did exactly what you did. I was at a mall.
I didn't fucking do that.
No, but I started the line to do that.
Oh, okay. So say, Christ, tell me you weren't one of those fuckers in line that didn't know what it was for.
With my buddies years ago, I said, fuck, let's do this. Let's all stand here and let's create a pretend line like we're waiting for something. And sure enough, motherfuckers, people started showing up in the parking lot going, what are you guys waiting for? Oh, we can't tell you. And next thing you know, people started waiting.
And there was how many guys? 6 or 8 of you guys started?
There was a half dozen of me, my buddies. And then over time, it was like maybe a couple dozen people started showing up. And we just kind of kept them in line. It was a funny thing because it just proved your point that they saw a group of people standing out there. Oh, there must be something happening. So
unbelievable, dude.
Hey, speaking of something happening, Jimmy, before we bring Sarah Barnes Humphrey in here, Johnny, would you dress up like a clown to catch a burglar? Because some Bangkok cops in lion costumes just tackled a burglar at the Temple Fair. Jimmy, let's run this clip, man.
Bangkok cops couldn't catch this burglar. 3 tries, 3 escapes. So they changed the entire game. They show up at a temple fair inside a lion dance costume. The suspect relaxes. That's the trap. One cop pops the lion head and grabs him. It's absurd and brilliant. That's targeted creativity under pressure.
So Johnny, these police had a problem. There's a serial burglar they could not catch. So literally every time they got close, he spotted them. So they dressed up like clowns, like actually like clowns. And when the guy came around, they're like, okay, we're going to catch you. Like, you talk about a creative use of policing. And I just thought it was quite fascinating, actually. It's like, okay, we're going to catch this motherfucker. I'm going to dress like some ridiculous clown. And there we go. Look at that. They caught the guy.
Undercover work, baby.
That's exactly it. Undercover work. Yeah.
Be creative with your work.
That's it. All right, moving from undercover to the top of the covers, Sarah Barnes-Humphries coming up here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friend. Have you guys checked into the show yet? Have you checked into the show yet? MITL.live. Check in. Show us you're awake. Show us some proof. Show us you are getting up and getting after it. MITL.live. That'll get you to the show. You can check in. Show us your proof. And I know Sophia Grant has showed us your proof. She got up this morning because she's here to introduce our guest, Sarah Barnes-Humphrey. Sophia, let's set it up.
A lot of people are one phone call away from free fall. Job gone, plan gone, pride gone. You still have to act normal. You don't just lose money, you lose identity. You lose the part of you that knew what tomorrow was supposed to look like. If you've ever had to restart in silence, this is for you. Today's guest has lived that reset, and she rebuilt from the bottom. Sarah Barnes-Humphrey grew up in her family freight forwarding business, Ice Corp Logistics. She spent years building a career in supply chain. She reached director level. Then the company closed in late 2017. The foundation cracked. The next chapter got rough. She spent a year struggling to land interviews. She took 2 part-time jobs. One of them was mopping floors at a tennis club. And that whole time, she carried a secret. She had a lifelong terror of public speaking. But instead of joining Toastmasters to face that fear, she hired a talent agent for reps. She ended up on live TV twice. Then she built Let's Talk Supply Chain. It launched in 2016 and rebranded in 2018. It now reaches over 1.5 million professionals. She didn't build it from comfort. She built it from nights where self-worth was the real supply she couldn't afford to lose. So if you're rebuilding right now, listen close. This isn't a highlight reel. It's a real blueprint for finding your voice again. Nation, please welcome Sarah to Mornings in the Lab. Sarah, we're happy to have you here.
As his guest, she spent 20 years as a sales director before the family business collapsed, leaving her mopping floors at a tennis club just to keep the lights on. Most people would hide that story. Nah, not Sarah. She turned it into a masterclass on starting over, and I know she has no clue what the hell she just got herself into. Sarah Barnes-Humphrey, welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends.
Morning. What did I get myself into? Thanks for having me.
I saw
and
you.
How do I get that highlight reel? I mean, that was amazing.
Oh, you're getting it, kid. You are going to get it. Yes, you are. You're getting it. I was sitting here watching you in the green room, watching Keith and John talk and smile and wonder, what am I into? And then I saw Sophia introduce you and I saw the smile creeping faster. And you're thinking to yourself, what the hell have I actually gotten myself into? Welcome to the show.
Pretty much. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from today?
Tampa, Florida.
Nicely done. Yeah,
I'm actually Canadian. But
congratulations. There you go. Where in Canada are you from?
Just outside Toronto.
Okay. Well, so John's from California. Don't hold it against him.
I'm actually heading there on Saturday.
Oh, congratulations to that as well.
Where are you going? What part of California are you going to?
I'm going to be in Long Beach.
Right
Beach
on.
And San Diego.
Yeah. My middle daughter lives in San Diego.
I love it there. It's one of my favorite places.
Me too. Yeah, one of my absolute favorites is San Diego. Actually, if not, it's definitely one of the absolute favorites for me. San Diego.
One of the kindest environments on the planet.
Yeah, that's well put, Johnny. So well put, 100%. Yeah. So, Sarah, let's get into it. So, I was involved in inviting you to the show. True story, and I want to tell you why.
Thanks.
Your resilience struck me.
Okay.
Because we talk on the show to a lot of folks, a lot of people who and the reason we get out of bed is to help people achieve greatness and help people achieve goals that maybe they're stuck with. You had a great job, great career, and all of a sudden you lost it all. Gone. Boom.
Yeah.
But you didn't give up.
It was 10 days before my 37th birthday.
Yeah, you didn't give up though. And most people will. And I'm like, I got to go talk to Sarah because I got to find some inspiring words for her to help our community to learn from Sarah as to why, what kept you going?
So I've had this question asked me a couple of times because obviously the book came out in October and, it goes through the story of where I started and what that looked like and everything that I had been through up until that point. And I had started this podcast back in 2016. And by the time that the company closed its doors, I had companies paying to come on the show. So to be honest with you, I kept it going out of obligation just to keep myself busy. I had a couple of other side hustles, but I had obligation to those folks who had paid to come on the show. And so that's kind of what kept me up or got me up in the morning. And, there would be periods through the day where, I'd be on the couch crying, but then I'd get back to doing some work and trying to find a job. And, it's just part of the human experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you found yourself in supply chain, male dominated industry.
So I've been in supply chain for 25 years.
Okay.
That's where you start off with your family business, correct?
Yeah, the family business was a logistics company. And so I've been in supply chain for 25 years. And that has been an interesting journey. It's a male-dominated industry.
Yes.
I was in sales, and I would go to conferences and be one of 3 women.
Are you married?
I am, yes.
Okay, yes. Okay. So I'm thinking, hey, if you weren't, you sure you had a great selection of compatriots to go select from.
Oh no, absolutely not.
My oldest daughter is actually in logistics for Amazon.
I'm sorry, what, John?
My oldest daughter works for Amazon. She's in logistics.
Awesome. I mean, it's a great career. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Most people who are in supply chain don't actually realize they're in supply chain.
Yes.
Right?
Well, until 2019, 2020, when the world realized, supply chain's important when we can't get stuff from over there. And when that little small part.
When there's something wrong with it, realize how goddamn important it is.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that we only see what's like on the face of it. We don't think that, okay, that little screw that makes the completed product, I can't get the screw because it's stuck over in Taiwan because there's no ships running. Oh, that's supply chain. That was the world woken up to that one, Sarah, back in 2019.
Well, and I'm going to take it even further because I used this example yesterday when I was on a podcast the other day. Fabletics is talking about supply chain being to the change room. So if you think about a retail store, they have inventory.
Yes.
Right? They got to put product out on the floor.
Yes.
They got to bring product to the person in the change room. If we talk about last mile delivery, which is the delivery to your door.
Yes.
Even like a 200 feet sort of delivery when we're thinking about a retail store and we're thinking about change rooms or we're thinking about going to grab inventory from the back to be able to buy that particular product. So even supply chain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose the last 3 inches is part of the chain,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you say, 3 inches, 200 feet.
Yeah. I never even thought about that. When you say 200 feet, it might as well be 3 inches. It doesn't matter.
True.
I mean, because it's like that, it's the final little piece. If there's a breakdown there, that's crazy. I never put it in that perspective as interesting. You never see it like that.
I was on stage with a drone manufacturer the other day at a conference in Vegas, and he was talking about, because I was like, how are those drones even delivering the product? Right? Like, is it like Spider-Man where the product comes down from the drone and it gets delivered to the door? And he's like, yes, that's exactly how it happens.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The last mile solution, Johnny. So I got introduced to the last mile when I was in telecom. And because you think about, right, put all these towers up, put all these big buildings up. And it's like, so how do I get the wire from the tower to Sarah's house, to John's house? And that last mile, regardless of his logistics or communications, many of us don't think that. We don't think about that last piece, which is actually what completes the puzzle. Because if you can't,
100%. So when she said 200 feet, I was like, oh my God. When you think about it's coming from across the world, well, does it fucking matter where it came from? Even if the last 3 inches is interrupted?
It's so true. Yeah, it's that. It's funny, Sarah, because when I sold my company, Johnny, and you'll hear that I've told you this before. When I sold my company, the guy gave me some advice. He goes, selling your company is like a 1,000-piece puzzle.
Right.
If you can do 999 pieces, but you can't get that last one, you can't complete it. John's the same thing with supply chain, right? You got it all the way from Taiwan, but if I can't get it to your house, the last 3 feet,
nothing else matters.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me.
Like an electric circuit, any little piece
100%
breaks down.
Yes.
The whole thing fails.
That's it.
And if you think about the first mile, so the first mile is sourcing, right?
Yeah.
If you think about like our phones.
Yes.
There's so many different components in here.
Yes.
Somebody would have had to source from somewhere around the world.
Yeah.
And so the sourcing and the buying of that is the first mile, right? If we think about it in miles, right?
Yeah.
First mile, last mile. That's why we use those terms. And let me tell you, the acronyms in supply chain are rampant. I have a dictionary of 107 pages. Like we almost speak a different language.
I love it. We're talking supply chain. I'm loving it with Sarah Barnes Humphrey. I'm a curious soul, and so is Johnny. So these things they make your brain think, right? So because you think, how can supply chain stuff be interesting? Well, it is, because when you think about how actually. Let's talk about the phone. Who's that person flying around to find the 1,000 parts to build the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Like that in itself, right? But let's stay. So Johnny, get this. So Sarah wrote a book.
I did.
I buried her in a French press. What the hell is that all about? And how did you arrive at the title?
Okay, wait. You have to say the whole title. So it's I Buried Her in a French Press, a memoir about finding my voice and the power of being heard.
Okay.
I feel like there's some context missing. If you missed the last part. No, but seriously, there actually is a story in the book about how I buried my step-grandmother in a French press. Like I actually did. So a lot of people, because we've had a lot of reviews on the book on Amazon, and they've reached out and they're like, we get to the end of the book and I thought the title was an analogy, that I was like an epiphany that was going to come to me throughout the book.
Yeah.
And then they get to the chapter about my grandmother and they're like, oh, okay, now I understand, because it was an ode to my grandmother who was like my best friend.
That's awesome. That's so. Did you pick the title, or did your agent pick the title? Or
no, I picked the title. Yeah, because it was an ode to my grandmother, and it's such a weird story.
Yes,
but within the story, it's a story of resilience.
Yeah. Oh,
because,
yeah.
Like you're in a moment where you're in a time crunch. So I'll tell you some of the story. I don't want to give it all away. But basically, my grandmother, she passed away during the pandemic.
Okay.
And she was in the UK, I was in Canada, and I was in charge of her burial from Canada. Never buried somebody in the UK before.
Yeah.
And my grandfather's urn was in the house as well, but she had put her niece in charge of everything. And so I could only get there at a certain point, and it was still when they were quarantined. So I had to quarantine for 5 days. I had to fly over there, quarantine for 5 days. Didn't get to see the house. I only saw the house the day of the burial, and I literally had 20 minutes. And her niece had ripped the house down to the studs before I got there. Thrown everything out.
When you say studs, I mean, you literally took the fucking sheetrock off the walls.
I mean, okay, maybe not the sheetrock, but the carpet. Okay, like it was ripped down to the studs, as in there's no carpet in the whole entire house.
Gotcha.
And I walk into the kitchen 20 minutes before the burial. Well, 20 minutes before I have to go and meet my family. And her ashes are in a plastic bag in a white paper box.
Yes.
And I was like, where is the urn? Where is the urn? So my grandfather's urn is there, and her ashes are in a plastic bag in a white paper box. And I'm like, I can't bury her in this.
Well, yeah.
Like, how disrespectful would that be?
So she ended up in the French press.
So what the hell am I going to do? So I started throwing open cupboards, knowing full well that everything had been thrown out. And there was one cupboard that was completely untouched.
Yeah.
And it had a French press, brand new, in the box with a receipt from 1992.
Wow.
And I was like, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is.
That's
and
pretty.
There's more to the story, and you can read the book.
Yeah, we'll check out that book. I buried her in a French press with Sarah Barnes Humphrey. Sarah, you let's stay on the memoir, because it's about finding your voice and the power of being heard. Yeah. And there's a big theme in that with self-worth and destination and all that. For someone who's stuck, and John, I think you're probably getting the same energy I'm getting from Sarah. You strike me as Sarah, who's somebody who's always moving. Yeah. Always moving. And we are big fans of movement creates momentum.
Yeah.
Throw some words of wisdom on the table for our community right now around that power of movement and how you keep yourself moving. And it's not about really the destination. The moving is the destination.
Yeah. And I think every step matters, right? Every step is towards something that is going to change your life in some way or another. And you might not see it right away. You might see it down the road. But I think you're right. I think movement and momentum really matters. If you start getting stuck and you start stopping, that's when you start getting into your head. That's when you start getting stuck and your feet feel like cement to be able to take that next step, right? And some of that movement could be speaking to somebody, just getting it out, whatever it is that you're thinking about or you're in your head about, getting it out. Like I've been in therapy since I was in my early 20s. And I think everybody should have a therapist because at the end of the day, we all just need to talk some of this stuff out. And some of the people in our circle and in our social circle are not those people. And that's okay. Yes. And so in the book, I talk about my superpower and how I found my superpower. And that's about creating safe space for conversation through podcasts. So I create content and media and all that kind of stuff. And it's through the relationship with self-worth based on my life experiences. So I go through all of the things. Actually, there's a few stories that didn't make the book, but some of the things that happened in my life and how I found my voice and lost my voice and found my voice and lost my voice. A lot of people think we have to have it 100% perfect all the time. And we don't. And we put so much pressure on ourselves and we give so much power away to labels that's also what keeps us stuck.
Johnny.
I mean, it's so true. I mean, it's going to be an ebb and flow, you know? It's like sometimes we're just totally in it and other times we drift away. Like when you said earlier, you're getting stuck. Like when I feel like every year I kind of have a life cycle every year, you know, around the holidays, I kind of simmer down. I let myself kind of cool off a little bit, you know, and I slow things down. But I've learned over the years that I have to only let myself go so low that I don't lose what we're speaking about, because I can disconnect to the point where it's like, now I can't get this fucking thing back in gear.
Yeah.
And I did that way too many years of my life. And so this is actually very welcomed. It's when you get this, that's the fucking problem. And then when it does happen, you got to realize, oh, I fucked up. Time to pull it back together.
Yeah. It's so true. And it's hard to come out of that too, right?
Yeah.
When you're aware of it and you know what that point is for you, that is the point that you can make a choice and a decision of which way you want to go. It's when you're not aware of it and you keep, going down that dip. That's where,
or you keep telling yourself that it's going to be okay or tomorrow. And then you adapt this idea that tomorrow will be different, later will be better. And then you're in that fucking loop for 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, we have to take each day separately. Right? Like today I could be at 100%. Tomorrow my 100% could be 40%.
But it's okay.
Instead of beating myself up over it, it's sort of that awareness to go, wait a second, that's who I am today. And that's got to be okay. And I'm okay with that. And if I can communicate that to everybody else so they know where I'm at, it also helps to make the day a little bit better.
A saying that I use all the time. Doesn't have to be my best day, just has to be another day I show up.
Yeah.
Sarah Barnes, Humphrey, Keith Billis, John Anderson this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We get up and get after live every single day, Monday through Friday on MITL Live. We don't do that recorded podcast stuff like Sarah Barnes Humphrey does. No, we do it live. So we're going to give Sarah some gears on that one. Good morning, Clever Lion. Good morning, Lauren. I see you out there, baby. Good to see you lifting out there this morning, getting up and getting after it. And Sarah, we have a resident psychologist here in the lab. His name is Dr. John Petricelli. He's a psych of bullshit. And I got a good comment from him. He only reads traditionally 50% of the books that he buys. Will listen to this one. I buried her.
You got to hold on. You're doing another one of those halfway explanation things.
Go ahead.
He reads half of the books that don't bring value.
Oh, I see.
At the halfway point, if there's no value, he'll shelf it.
Yeah, so he says to this one, I buried her in a French press, a memoir about finding my voice and the power of being heard by Sarah Barnes Humphrey. Sarah, it sounds like a 100% read, according to Dr. John Petricelli. So, Sarah, you got to connect with Petro. He's on the show every Friday. He's a solid dude. He's always dropping nuggets. And I'll tell you, he'll call you out on your bullshit, Sarah. If you're bullshit, he'll call you right out. And that's why Keith and John always know that. We got the resident doc listening to us. But you mentioned a safe space. We pride ourselves on this show to create safe space for men, for all humans to show up and start their day with us. When you say safe space, Sarah, what does that mean to you?
So I have a second podcast called Blended, and I bring 5 people together from different walks of life to talk about inclusion in the workplace. Like these are really deep topics.
Yeah.
Most of them have never met each other,
Yeah.
and most of them have never met me. And we talk for about an hour and a half. And when I stop the record button and I hear somebody say, "Thank you, I felt seen and heard today,"
Then you did your job.
I did my job. That is the safe space that we're talking about.
So what is you talk inclusion, and I'm seeing here that you said that in your notes to us when you came on the show that wordsmithing around DEI and can actually be an opportunity. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go. So we're living in a world right now where it's like, I don't want to talk DEI, and I have my own points of view on this, and a lot of people hear it and they get defensive. So
they do, because they don't know how to navigate conversation. So if we're talking about safe space to be able to have a conversation where everybody has different perspectives,
yes,
and we can work through that to really listen, to learn and understand, that's the difference. A lot of people get caught up in, I don't want to know because I'm going to say the wrong thing, and I know I'm going to say the wrong thing, and so therefore that's a full stop for me. And I think what we miss is the art of communication and the conversations that we can have. And Blended is a super awesome example of it. I'm biased because I'm the host, but really it's about the guests. Like I did an episode on privilege and my mind was blown. And I highly recommend you go and hear the perspectives from everyday people about very hard topics. But DEI in general. So we went from wordsmithing from diversity to inclusion, right? DEI to really just having the word inclusion. It means include everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think at that point, what that means, and I've talked about this on Blended, I've talked about it on that show, and the fact that it actually opens up opportunity in the fact that nobody can say that it's not their job anymore.
Yes, I don't disagree with that at all. Actually, I'm a big fan of inclusion. I'll put it on the table. I'm a big fan of it. Mm-hmm. I had this conversation with Cheryl Whitaker a couple of days ago. What I don't like is how society got too far on. It's called check the box DEI.
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
Because what I'm suspecting, I'm going to make a suspicion. I'm going to suspect here that when you ask your 6 people, you're not checking the box on what the race is, what their color is, what their sexuality is. You're like, I need 6 different people. Come to the show. Let's have a conversation. Because I think what's happened too much, which is there's people sitting in a room going, okay, we got 100 white people here. We got to make sure we have so many black. We got to make sure we have so many Asian. We got to make sure we have so many sexuality. There, we check the box. We're all happy. And that's wrong. That's not inclusion to me, sir.
Not. So we bring on the guests, and actually one of the questions we ask them at the top of the show is, how do you identify?
Okay.
And the reason why I ask that question is because we only release the episodes in audio only, because people around these topics get really squirrely on video. Okay. So we ask the question, how you identify, and it's up to them what they want to share.
Interesting.
Because if they are, if their background is not something that they see as a part of their identity, that's on them. That's what they want to be identified for. And actually, I've had a conversation on that show with somebody from the LGBTQIA+ community. And we were talking about identity, and we were talking about how do you have a conversation about identity. And I said to him, can I walk up to you and say, how do you identify? Like, how do you identify? I just want to know more about you. And he goes, well, it depends what room we're in and who's around and blah, blah, blah. I said, how am I supposed to know that? And so we had a whole group conversation about this. And at the end, he goes, no, you know what? I want you to know who I am. So I want you to come up and ask me.
Yeah.
And that changes the conversation from it being about diversity and inclusion to inclusion and having a conversation about how somebody or who somebody is for who they want to be seen for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. 100%. Sarah Barnes-Humphrey hanging out with myself and John this morning. Sarah, you had a fear of public speaking.
I did. Yes.
Yeah, you do it now for a living.
I still do. And I was on stage 4 times at a conference just the other day. But real quick, because I know we have to go, but I actually did not sign up for Toastmasters. My hands got sweaty every time I thought about going to Toastmasters. And this was in the age of like cell phones were there, but like you were using landlines to call and make appointments. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to totally date myself. So I got a talent agent and I went on auditions and I got yelled at out of audition rooms, but it was okay because I didn't want to be an actress. I really just needed to get out of my own way.
Interesting.
That's an interesting approach.
Yeah.
That's
It's like, you know, I'm afraid to get up to my knees in the kids' pool, so I'm gonna run and fucking jump off a bridge into the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
And I
like
got
that.
yelled at because I can't memorize for anything. I couldn't memorize lines, and so they would yell at me and kick me out of audition rooms. But it was okay.
But there's no, I
really
mean, I
just
love the
needed
fact
camera
that you
time.
just went all in. You went
Yes.
to the deep, because you could have gone to Toastmasters. Nobody would have yelled at you.
Yeah.
Well, they might have.
But again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Because Sarah strikes me as a woman of action, moving, right? So she's like, okay, I got to learn how to get on stage.
What else do you have to fear after that?
I
mean,
know.
okay, I'm going to go into the fucking deepest, coldest fucking water I can find. Sharks everywhere. If I can walk, if I can get my ass up to shore, what else do I got to fucking worry about?
Yeah. Keith, John, and Sarah this morning at Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. So, Sarah, we're wrapping up with you. We're going to do a little reset here on hour 2. John's got a lifestyle tip. Then we're going to come back, and John and I are going to have a conversation on why we stopped arguing and with our wives, with our friends, with our spouses. If you have a few extra minutes, we'd love to have you stick around for that one. If not, I also respect that as well.
Yeah, I do have to jump off, but I do want to say thank you so much for sharing your space with me today. This has been awesome. I wasn't sure what I got into, but you two are great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, listen, you enjoy your day. Let's get you a plug. Quick little plug, less than a minute. Where can folks find you, engage with you, and plug that book, Sarah?
Yes, the book. Search I Buried Her in a French Press. I promise you it's the only thing that comes up on Amazon. Sarah Burns Humphrey on Instagram and LinkedIn. Let's Talk Supply Chain on Instagram and LinkedIn. And then blendedpledge.org if you want to know about that podcast and our nonprofit.
Awesome. Sarah Barnes Humphrey, thanks for joining us today. I'd love to grab a coffee with you if you have some time. I'll drop you a note on LinkedIn, and I'd love to grab a few minutes to say thank you, okay?
Let's do it. Thanks so much, guys. Have an amazing day.
Awesome.
You as well.
All right, Sarah's out of here. Johnny's up on Lifestyle Tip Hour 2 coming up, and John and Keith are going to have a conversation on why we stopped arguing. Let's do it, Kai. Let's do it, Jimmy.
All right, here we go. These tips are trying to get you to think, trying to get you to understand that you have more power than you think you do. So many times in life, we have these ideas of how things are supposed to be or how they are, and that's really not the case. So here's the tip. So many of us, we're programmed to be so concerned with what everybody else thinks about us, thinks about what we're doing, thinks about what we like, what we don't like. And we end up living our lives making decisions, trying to please the people around us, even when the people around us can be strangers, but the people around us aren't important. So when you're making choices based around other people, what you're not doing is making choices around what's important to you. And when you make choices that are based around what inspires you, what makes you feel fulfilled, this is the stuff that will change your life. So the tip is this. Just kind of ask yourself a question and then think it through. Are you more concerned with what you want to do? Or are you more concerned with what the people around you believe or think or say you should do? Because if you're the latter of the two, your life is not going in a direction that's going to make you happy. You're here because you want more, and I applaud you for that. But if you don't break it down to the foundation of how to get this whole thing started and change what it is that you want to change about your life, and in many cases, this is the root of the whole goddamn problem. So think about that. Ask yourself the question, Give yourself some time to think about it. You don't have to answer it right away, because you might find that you actually are more concerned with other people's opinions more than you think. And if that's the case, it's actually a pretty powerful thing to recognize that there's so much more ahead of you, meaning that your life can get so much better just with the simple idea that you're going to start concerning yourself with what's important to you rather than what's important to them. Rock and roll.
Guys, welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. You're listening to The Big Show, where we help men and all humans start their day with entertaining conversation, momentum, and positive energy. Good morning, everybody. We just wrapped up a powerful first hour. A lot of fun. But before we do that, have you guys checked into the show yet? If you haven't checked into the show yet, I invite you to do that. mitl.live. mitl.live. Morningsinthelab.live. Come check in. Show us you are up. Show us you are awake, and start your streak. Your what? Your streak. Yeah. How many times can you get up and keep tuning into the show? Because if you get up and get out of bed and start your streak, you're not going to go back to bed. And you're not going to hit the snooze button. So get on over to mitl.live. Show us your proof. Show us your up. Show us your atom. And come and check into the show. It costs you nothing. And what it will do is it'll propel you forward. And hey, don't forget to weigh in on today's poll. Yeah, Kai's on the poll here today, guys. What's the biggest holdup in your business right now? And of course, the daily question is there as well. So check it out, guys. mitl.live. We'll get you into it and get you after it to get you engaged with our show. And hey, guys, when the show is over, you guys can go back to that channel as well, mitl.live, and engage with our content. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about why we stopped arguing. Myself and Johnny is, why we stopped arguing about the small stuff. It's time to stop the erosion of your relationship and address some real issues. Morning focus, proximity, is it neutral? I got something to say about sports and politics and culture. It's kind of driving me nuts. I'm going to have that conversation with you guys in a few minutes. And we're also going to explore why playing it safe is the fastest way to go extinct on the Community Corner with Maya Reyes. But hey, it's time to get into it, because hour 2, it starts right now.
Nation, if you win the argument, what do you lose? Peace counts too. Small stuff is rarely small. It's usually, I feel unseen, wearing a dish costume. Try this, nation. Pause 24 hours. If it still matters, bring it calm and clean. Invisible load is real. Ask, what am I not seeing that you carry every day? Scorekeeping kills intimacy. Appreciation rebuilds it. Say one thank you before you say one complaint. Make home a sanctuary, not a battleground. Stop chasing the win. Start chasing the repair. Deep dive starts now.
Johnny, how did you learn how to not argue over the small stuff? Now, and I'm not even talking like right now. Like, when in life did you really start learning that this just isn't fucking worth it? And I'm serious, man.
Probably once I realized that my time was served best with things that were really important to me.
Interesting.
In many cases, you have this thing about, and I had it for a while.
Yeah.
And it was a learned behavior.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I learned it from some people that, were
in your circle,
supposed to be role models. Right.
Yep.
Being right was too important.
Yep.
And when it comes down to it, sometimes being right can cost you a lot of fucking time and energy that you should be putting someplace else. And then realize, you know what? I don't fucking give a shit about that. What I give a shit about is having this time that I've wasted to put over here.
Yes.
And then it became kind of one of those things where you start to adapt this very relaxed kind of aura about recognizing where you invest your energy and not. You don't get sucked into things because you're trying to, prove a point or be right, or it's like you're so distracted with shit that doesn't matter. Once you actually have a glimpse of breaking free from that, totally different. people, highly successful people don't fucking waste their time trying to prove that they're right. They'll just go do what they believe is right.
I was just gonna say, good morning, smelly U2Z. No, we're not nuking the USA. No, we're not nuking the USA. I love my friends in the USA. I'm the Canadian who loves all my friends in the United States. True story. We got Petro jumping in with us, Johnny. It's a little bullshitty, but I found beginning a lot of self-talk with the words "in the scheme of things," this naturally leads to the realization that it's mostly small stuff. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Well, and John, so for me, I'll tell you where it started changing for me was that I had to learn how to get out of some of my OCD behaviors. And I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is that I would like things done in a certain way. And if people that I were living with, maybe in the past, weren't doing that a certain way, it would drive me fucking nuts. And then I'd get into an argument or a fight about it. It's a fucking small little thing. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, why wasn't the dishwasher done a certain way? Or like just like certain things where maybe you do it and you're like, why is that not? You know what I mean? It would work me up. True story. I had to work through the chill out, Billis. Just because they didn't put the fucking spoon in the dishwasher the same way you would. Like, there's no point in fighting over. You know what I'm getting at, man? And I had to learn that behavior, man. I'm telling you right now. I had to learn how to walk back from that behavior and take a breath and go, it's actually not a big fucking deal at all.
Well, because I think and I agree with you 100%. I think for me, once I realized that delegation was going to get me where I wanted to go.
Okay.
It became very easy to realize, well, listen, they might have their own way of doing it.
Yes.
But if the end result is delivered, what do I care?
Yes. So that
it could be the dishwasher. It could be whatever. I mean, I never fucking concerned myself with that because I from the fucking beginning, I had a fucking house cleaner. You know what I mean? I knew right away.
But I'm talking like little, like just like living in a house with people, like just lifestyle things with somebody where whether it's the dishwasher, whether it was it's just living in a situation where things weren't done the way you wanted them done. It drove me nuts.
Well, that's so thinking in those terms, like when I lived with other like roommates, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I was very good at making sure this is my space. This is how I do it here.
Okay. Yeah.
My room.
Yes.
But when the fucking dishes were piled up in the fucking sink, it would just be like, it fucking blows, but this is not my fucking deal. I don't agree with this. This is how they do it. And I would just kind of look past it.
But Johnny, I couldn't do that in the past. Like I had to learn how to accept that just because you went a different way to get to that than I did. I was like, why the fuck don't you do it this way? You should go this way. That's the only way to do it.
And I don't know where that came from, to be honest. I think, now that I think back, maybe I do know because wasting my time or concerning myself with that stuff was because right from the beginning, I was always time had become pretty valuable because I was working on my training, working on my business. So I was time was always at a shortage, which meant where was I going to stick my time?
Okay. And
I think that by default kind of helped me with some of the stuff that you're talking about. Yeah. If I wasn't so, like if I had a job, you come home.
Yes.
What am I going to do? Well,
yes.
Then I probably would have, but I came home and I was like, okay, I got to do this, this, and this, and then go here. It was just never stopped. So I think because of that probably helped me look past, because I can say that I had some of those behavior patterns in me for sure too.
Yeah. Nation, what about you guys? Petro, Good Time, Rico. Have you guys always thought about the small stuff or got worked up on the small stuff? Because Johnny, I will tell you, I certainly had much more OCD, if we want to use that term, but I certainly had much more controlling OCD type behaviors that I've had to walk back from to allow myself to be much more chill. And because I would get myself worked up over the small stuff. Like I remember growing up, John, and reading that book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Like seriously, man, because I would get worked up over ridiculous things. I'm like, what the fuck? Just chill out, man. And now that I'm hitting 54 on whatever it is Sunday, I really now like, and I work really hard to create awareness with Lauren and my family, which is, I'm stressed about this, so I might be kind of.
How long did this stuff exist for you? Like how is this like a recent thing for you?
No, Johnny, no. So I would say that I would say coming into my 30s, and as I was building ICUC, I learned how to get out of that.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think a high level of success would be pretty fucking difficult to achieve if you weren't adapting to and recognizing some of these things.
100%. Yeah. It was many times Maurice would say, fuck that. Like he'd say to me, why the fuck you so worked up about that?
Yeah. What's the point?
No, that's exactly it. So, we have rocks in our lives, right? And Maurice has been a rock for me, right? And we get on a call, he'd look at me like this emphatic look, like, dude, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, right. And it was a learned behavior for me, right? And
me too, for sure. And it's a lot of times we don't even know we're doing it till someone points it out.
100%. So I had to learn how to walk back from that and just be a lot more chill. I can see how chill you are now in your stage in life. And I would say I am as well. But here's what's interesting, John. So I kind of let off the show just thanking the team because we are in the thick of it right now. Raising money, business is going, like we're fucking moving hard right now. It's like you're in the middle of the mission right now, right? And it's this to me is when you can't be worrying about fighting about the little shit because it doesn't help you get to the big goal at all. Actually,
perfect needs to not be part of the equation of mass growth.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's like the biggest handicap, that someone, I've got to make this perfect.
Yes.
There's no fucking perfect.
What about your girls, John? Do your kids, do you watch your girls, you witness your girls? Do they get caught up on little things, or have you observed them, learning from you and Tara that there's no point in wasting energy on stuff that's just ridiculous? What are you observing?
They're all so different.
Yeah.
I think like the little one is just really, really accepting. Really accepting. So she doesn't have any of that
trait. That's a great trait.
Really accepting. Almost too accepting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
She's got to be involved with the right people, or she'll accept too much shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Then the middle one and the older one are more similar, even though those two have no DNA connection.
Yes. Yeah.
They're both, the middle one probably more than the older one. Very, very the ideas that she has are really, really fucking strong and solid, and this is what she wants and expects. But I've kind of had to help her realize with people is, look, there's certain people that your expectations will work with and others they won't. But when they're not working, what you're missing out on is there's something else that they could really over deliver on, but it's not something that you're recognizing is there. That what you see as a shortcoming over here, there's this other thing over here that you're not tapping into that's can bring you more of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like for example, with her mate.
Yeah.
She's like, she comes in with, Dad, I'm really concerned about this, and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, well, kiddo, you got to understand, you're expecting him to perform in these situations like you would do. But now these other areas where you don't perform worth shit, he performs like a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to stop expecting that he's going to perform exactly like you. Recognize that, he helps you over here. You got to help him over here.
Yes. Well, it's identifying the roles, right? And knowing whose role is what and carrying the slack along the way, right?
Yeah. So I think that sometimes her ideas of how things should be get in the way without really recognizing. It's almost like you could do that with a machine or not a creature. But as a creature, you've got to use a completely different set of goggles to identify all this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think about my three kids, Johnny, and Brooks, like your little one, is extremely inclusive and extremely accepting, maybe to a fault, right? Because her naivety and kindness, she's so fucking kind.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, Brooks, that kindness is so good, but you got to watch because that kindness can be taken advantage of. Like her
you're getting all fucked up because you're worried about them hurting their feelings. Well, who's hurting here?
Like, so what I love about Brooks, and it sounds like your little one, is I love her kindness so much, and it also scares me because I'm like, okay, we gotta make sure that someone doesn't take advantage of that, and you know what I mean. So, but I think about the other two, like Piper and Carter, and they do not get worked up about the small stuff, which is a nice trait. right?
Especially at the age too.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Then the older one, funny enough, so she had that in the beginning, like the middle one.
Yeah.
But life has given her enough lumps that she realizes, okay, you know, I just need to fucking chill out on some of this shit these ideas that she thought. I mean, life kicks all of our asses and realigns what we think should happen. And she's gone through that enough that she's much more accepting of the things that she needs to be more accepting of. And the middle, it's going to happen in the middle one too. It's just a matter of time.
Hey, does Terry get caught up in the small stuff, or is that something that she's worked on, or is she good? Like, so in terms of your guys' balance, does she, yes, you laughing there?
Well, because she's a self-proclaimed perfectionist.
Yeah.
And she understands that perfection is really a fucking handicap.
Yes. Yeah.
But for whatever reason, she just, we've had way too many conversations about it. And it's like, she's made it very clear, you know, I don't want your help with this.
Okay.
And yeah. You know, it's with that topic, I'm listening. I'm not fixing.
Yes.
Because she knows what to fix. That's what she does, because she really was seeking attention from her father as a youngster.
You've talked about that.
And he was a perfectionist to a point where, you know, he never fucking did anything, because all he wanted to do is keep his tools so perfect in his fucking toolbox. He never went and did what he should have did. Right.
Yeah.
So, but the point is that she got kudos when something was perfect, but it was just the idea. It didn't really have to do with the outcome meant fucking nothing. Okay. You did XYZ perfect, even though XYZ is worth nothing.
Yeah.
You did the task perfect. Here's your kudos. And so that's deeply ingrained in her. And so she just gets in these little, I have my loops.
Yes.
She has her loops.
Yeah. We all do. 100%.
So when she gets in one of those loops, I just let her go, into the point where she'll get frustrated to the point where she'll be just like, she'll kind of disengage. And then a lot of times what I'll do at that point is I'll go behind her. I'll wait enough time, but I'll go behind her. I'll clean up her mess, because in her mind, she's going to go back to make it perfect. Yeah. And that might last for fucking 9 months. And I'm tired of looking at whatever the fuck she should have put away 9 months.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So I'll say in our dance, I'll be vulnerable on behalf of, you know, my relationship. I'll say in our dance, Johnny, that the small thing usually will ignite the big thing that's going on that we just haven't addressed.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll get into an argument or get into a situation that's uncomfortable because maybe I'm stressed out about work or something's big going on, but then there's this little moment. It's like the flicker, right? It's like the ignition.
Yeah.
Right? And then typically it's me that gets all in the kerfuffle. Right. And I learned how to figure, and I learned how to, you know, I learned how to respond instead of react. Right. It's been a process. Right. But I will say to you, we don't argue ever about the small little things, actually, ever. It's just not fucking relevant. But I can say, though, that it's usually a ridiculous thing that when you look back at it, you're like, really? We actually fucking fought about that? Because, you know what I mean? It's, and you and I'm sure you and Terry the same thing, where you kind of stuff, and maybe you don't anymore, but you can reflect.
We fight about the same fucking things now. It's like, it's
Yeah.
just a fucking it's like, you know, it boils over, and then it fucking, and then there's a little space, and then it slowly starts again.
Yes. Well, it's funny because when Laura and I first started together, I was reading a book, just, you know, self-help books, therapy books, and we as couples have our dance, right? You and Terry have your dance, me and Lauren have our dance, and we do it all the time, right? Like you said, you get the same thing. Oh, we're in the dance right now, and if you guys can both be in the awareness of that dance, you probably can stop it quicker than not. You know what I'm getting at? Which is because you know when you're in it. You know when you're like, oh, we're in it right now. We're in this situation we've been in before.
Well, I think that's probably one of my downfalls, is that, you know, I get so fucking focused. And as she calls it, I'll go underwater.
Well, you've told before. Yes.
Yeah. And so when that happens, usually something's going on where I'm just, you know, whether it's a choice. I mean, they're all choices, but I mean, it's like, whether I realize, okay, I got to do this, or it just kind of sucks me under one way or the next. I'm coming up for air, and it's not enough. And then B, when I'm up breathing, I'm just trying to catch my breath. All I want to do is catch my breath to go back. And so she's feeling neglected. She's feeling not seen, not heard. And that right there is probably the biggest root. And so I would say, look, I need you to fucking tell me, this is a behavior pattern that, and I would say, look, I tell her, I'll tell anybody. I guess you could call me a challenged individual. I mean, it's like, there's a lot of shit that I do that's I manage myself with focus.
Yes.
Because if I don't have a better way to put it is I'm going to be obsessed about something all the time, or I'm going to be really fucking unhappy or getting myself in a shitload of trouble.
Well, that works.
And that's a full-time fucking job.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of full-time job, as we're wrapping up our time together, I always like to leave things for people to think about, and I got something for you and your girls, and me and my kids as well. So Jensen Huang, one of the richest dudes in the world, and is kind of a smart guy. He runs NVIDIA, so he might know what he's talking about. He's maybe just a little bit knows what he's talking about, and obviously we're living in a world of a changing world with AI, and I got young kids, you got younger kids growing up, moving forward. Well, Hyung dropped some words of wisdom that I think we should all pay attention to. Jimmy, let's run it.
Why program in Python? So weird. In the future, you'll tell the computer what you want, and the computer will you say, hi, I would like you to come up with a build plan with all of the suppliers and bill of material for a forecast that we have for you. And based on all the necessary components necessary, coming up with a build plan. And then if you don't like that, you just write me a Python program that I can modify of that build plan. And so remember, the first time I talk to the computer, I'm just speaking in plain English. The second time, so English, by the way, human, it's the best programming language of the future. How you talk to a computer, how do you prompt it? It's called prompt engineering. How you interact with people. How do you interact with computers? How do you make a computer do what you want it to do? How do you fine tune the instructions with that computer? That's called prompt engineering. There's an artistry to that. Why program in Python? So weird.
Kill that. So I wanted to put that up there, Johnny, because it kind of relates to the conversation we had yesterday with
real quick, help understand me included. What's Python?
Python. So I put that on. Yeah, Python's a coding language. It doesn't mean anything to us. So I put that. I'm glad you asked that, because that's kind of the point. The computing language of tomorrow is language. It's just you and I. It's just humans talking in a regular English language, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it time again. I saw it today with our team, Johnny. Our team just learned a bunch of things, and then yesterday, Perplexity launched a brand new feature on their AI platform, and we had to learn everything new again. So as I'm telling my kids, and I'm telling your kids, I'm telling kids in the future, we are living in a world of constant learning, man. Constantly learning, because just when we think that something was good today, well, something smarter made it better tomorrow. So I wanted to throw this out there because the interface of tomorrow really is language. It's communicating, and it's learning how to communicate clearly. And that is where humans struggle, John. You said it actually really well with Sarah today, or was it yesterday with Crackberry Kevin, who was very verbose, where we always use more words than we actually need to use.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you were to go back and like when I look at a talk text,
yes,
like Jesus Christ, what is all this? I sound like I really don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah,
yeah, because I'm figuring it out one word at a time. I'm spitting it out as the thoughts come to me. So then I go back and I pull out all the justs, and those are just me gathering enough time to think about what's coming next.
Yeah. Because then when you think about it, and I always go back to lawyer talk because I've spent enough time with lawyers. Right, yep. Whether it's through divorce or through selling the business, and you look at their emails to you, John, I want to talk. Period. Let's talk about the business you want to sell. Period. Are we? There's no colorful language around it all. It's just boom.
Well, they would even taken those two sentences and made it one. I want to talk about the business you want to sell.
That's what I mean. It's just point blank fucking clear. Yeah, exactly. All right, hey, Johnny, before you go, I got something funny for you. John.
Hey, John, before you go, Ferris wheel cabins don't come with NDAs. They come with windows, right?
We saw it. 2 people forgot the windows. The cabin kept spinning. The phones kept zooming.
Wild part is how calm they looked. Confidence is great, discretion's better.
Nation, remember this. If you can see out, people can see in. That's geometry, not gossip.
Hey, John.
That couple looked like they studied that TikTok swallowing lesson. Extra credit in a glass box is wild.
Car is ridiculous. I always love
I'll take the car over the fucking jewelry any day.
Yeah. Look at this. Spotted at a fair, Johnny. Look closely at the fair there. There she is. She's performing. Yeah, there goes the bobbing head, and everybody's down below just watching. You know, they were just eager to get into that thing and just eager to get started. I'm just suspecting, like, okay, let's get into the fucking the Ferris wheel. Let's just get after it and show everybody what we can do.
Do you think that they really give a shit if people are watching?
No. At all. Nope.
No.
Not at all. Nope.
Yeah. So the whole idea that said they can see, no shit.
Yes. Exactly. Hey, I got to play something funny before you go. It's not even a minute, but check this out. So last night, me and Brookie, so Brooks is brilliant, man. She's always making shit. She writes a book yesterday, and then she writes this book, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm going to make a song with it." I'm like, "Well, fuck, man, let's make a song and let's play it together." So listen to this. This is the song that she made. So first of all,
once there was a pig who lived in an igloo. When he was a kid, he called it his pigloo. But then he grew up and got too big, way too big to fit into his pigloo.
So there's Brookie. Then listen to this, John. So we turned it into this. You're going to love this. Check this out. Listen.
When he was a kid, he called it his pigloo. But then he grew up and got too big, way too big to fit into his pigloo. So he put it on his head and wore it as a hat so he could remember that.
That's cool, man. That's crazy.
I thought it was pretty cool. So last night before she goes to bed, it says, Brookie, we got to make that song. So she sings it. We brought it to life with Suno. It just says, hey, dude.
You take and thread her voice into that somewhere for highlights would be so awesome.
Wouldn't it though? I know. But there's a good example. We talk about all the time. And here's how I'll bring it home. Creating over consuming. Last night, Brooke sat on the couch, Johnny, all night creating. She wrote a fucking book. She wrote a comic. She brought the book to life. And I'm like, then she goes, hey, Keithy, I'm going to sing the song. I'm like, hey, let's make a song out of it. She sat next to me. She made the song and she went to bed feeling so good. But dude, create, right? So,
well, and that's if you're using your devices,
yeah,
for that you're using them in a way that you're getting ahead.
Yes, that's exactly it. 100%. All right, pal, what do you got going on today, brother?
Let's see here. So I've got my filming date next.
Yes.
Then I'm going to grab, I'm going to do my early nap again. Definitely after all the squats, I'm going to be a good nap. Then I've got a meeting with my business coach at 8:30.
Nice.
More of an advertising meeting. Yeah. Then I got, some other just good, fun entrepreneur shit. As always.
I love it. Me too. You know, I love some mornings, Johnny. I'll look at the clock, like whether it's 11 o'clock or 12. And I know I'm up early and so are you. And I'll say this out loud here. I love reflecting on how much I've accomplished by that time. Seriously. I'm like, holy fuck, man, I've got so much work in and it's only noon. And I'm going to sound like a dick. I think about how many people just started their day at 8, 9 o'clock. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so far ahead of you right now.
Well, because there's nothing inspiring them to get up and go.
Oh, I could not get up faster today. I was eager to get after it. And I know my team was like, he's there? Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Hey, I got a surprise for you tomorrow. You're going to be happy. AJ Zeglin's hanging out with us for half an hour tomorrow. He's going to join the show tomorrow. He sent me a text. Nice. And I'm like, yeah. And as he said, I got some time to be on the show. I said, well, Friday, we got some time for you. Like, awesome. So he's going to join us to hang out with us tomorrow for 30 minutes. And AJ had some loss in his family. His mother-in-law unfortunately passed last week. So It is, yeah. So we'll have some of that conversation tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to welcoming him in. And I know you are looking forward to seeing him as well. So I wanted to share that with you.
Always, baby. Always.
Yeah. All right, pal. Lots of love from me to you. Enjoy the day today and enjoy your nap. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, pal. John is out of here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, we'll get that tune going on there. He once was a kid. He once was a pig, and he lived in an igloo. They called him a pigloo. Jimmy, I'm putting that onto the. I got. My goal here is to put that song onto our show, Jimmy. So I'm going to include the pigloo song on the show. That's the plan. I just didn't have time to get it onto the board last night, but I want the pigloo song. I do. Okay. Well, listen. Coming up, working on the last 30 of the show here. I got a monologue coming up that you guys might be intrigued about. It has something to do with sports, politics. We don't talk politics on the show. Well, so it's funny. So I think politics are part of culture now. So it's like they go hand in hand. But so here's what's fascinating to me. We seem to be really much in a world now more than ever, which is if your team is that or your team is that, everybody has an opinion. I find it kind of funny. Yes, Jimmy, I was waiting for that. Jimmy, you know me, brother. You know me. I was waiting to see how many seconds I got. So it was 36, 39, 42. I'm standing around for an extra second so I can prepare for the bladder to know that I could just go boom, boom, boom. Right? So I don't have to stand there and wait. And to all the men out there who are listening, you guys know you get there in front of the urinal or your toilet and you waste like 6 or 7 seconds before it starts, before the flow starts. Good time. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You stand there and you wait for the waterfall to build up. Yeah, so I'm standing here right now, perpetually waiting for the water flow to build. I know, Dwayne Whitaker, you're listening. I know you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I know exactly, Spartacus. Every second counts. Then I got 36 before I got my monologue. So I can feel it. I can feel the waterfall getting closer, Jimmy. So I'm going to head over there. And we're going to be back in 37 seconds, 36 seconds, 35 seconds. And we got the morning focus. And the morning focus, its topic title today is called Proximity Isn't Neutral. Good time. Don't tell me to turn the water on. I got to go. We'll see you guys in 36 seconds.
Nation, here's the problem. The win's real. The photo becomes the story. You stand near somebody. People call it loyalty. You stand away, they call it protest. Proximity isn't neutral anymore. Silence gets labeled. Talking gets labeled. That's the trap. They don't want your thoughts. They want to draft you. Athletes earn a moment. The internet turns it into a loyalty test. Celebration becomes interrogation. The flex is staying human in public. Unbuyable. Morning focus starts now.
You know what's wild? You know what's wild? Is you can win an Olympic gold medal and the next day everybody's forgotten about it. And it's actually not about the win. Petro, you know where I'm going with this one, brother. Ears up, nation. Because now it's apparently where you stood. Yeah. And who you stood next to. Think about this. You guys are all watching 2 nights ago. I know you're all watching. So was I. Here's the thing. We used to pretend that sports was this one place on the planet that we all could show up. We all could just breathe, be entertained, have some fun. Yeah, true story. So yeah, we all just would love and hug and cheer our sports teams on. Hug strangers we didn't know. We'd feel something real in the moments. Oh my God, but now? Oh, apparently sports isn't a sanctuary anymore. Somewhere in this journey of this weird world we're living in now, it's become a stage. I know you guys are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. And it's become this, well, maybe it's the political machine that loves sports for one reason. That sports give you legitimacy without having to learn it. I'm sorry, without having to earn it. Think about this for a second. We're watching it happen in real time. True story. Because if you as a politician, I'm just going to put it on the table, can wrap yourself in a team, in a flag, in a gold medal, well, guess what happens? You can borrow the emotion of the people around you. And what happens is that you can also probably pretend to borrow the unity that's happening. Maybe it's not even unity, but you think it's unity because you're calling it out. Like, hey, they're all celebrating with you right now. It's called unification. Is that what it's really called? It's funny because you can borrow the trust that people give athletes. We give it all the time. And then it's like we hand it to the politicians like it's transferable. It's like, what? Where did that happen in the journey? Let's just put this on the table. Look at what just happened with U.S. hockey. The men's hockey team, to be exact. Let's put it out there. The men's team wins gold. They end up at the State of the Union. Standing ovation, people celebrating, symbolism everywhere. But then suddenly, what happened? What happened to everybody? You all witnessed it like I did. The internet stopped talking about the game. What game? What? They're in a game? Wait, no, what do you mean they're in a game? Wait, no! Who are they standing with at the State of the Union? Wait, oh, did you see that guy's face? Was he laughing? Who didn't attend? Who went to the event? Oh, what politics does that guy cover? Did he cheer for Trump? Did he avoid Trump? Well, who's with the president? And actually, well, who's against him? That is the trap that we are in today. Yeah, it's actually pretty fucked up. Because in this era today, proximity, apparently it is no longer neutral. If you show up, you're endorsing. And if you don't show up, apparently you're protesting. And if you say nothing, well, you're a coward. But if you say something, you become divisive. It's like there's no safe option anymore. Because the point isn't to understand you. The point apparently today is to actually, draft you. We're going to draft him or her to be one of us. And here's what really hits me with all this. Think about the athlete their whole life that has been training for a single moment of greatness. One single moment, you guys. One single moment of greatness. And then when they get it, ears up. The whole fucking world tries to look at them like it's a big loyalty test. I would not want to be an athlete in today's world. Because we're not being celebrated. No, we're being tested. Oh. Did you see how he looked when the president did that? Did you see how she looked when that happened? And it gets even messier. When it's men and women side by side, same country, same achievement, but the framing changes depending on the narrative people want that day. Back to the U.S. men's hockey team. A bunch of guys went, a bunch of guys didn't. Everybody's breaking down who didn't go and who went with and who had what agent and what went where. So what the hell do we do with that, nation? What do we do? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm tell you what I'm doing. And I do it here every single day on the show. I'm watching who can hold the line in public. And I invite all of you to do the same thing. I invite all of you to say this. I am here to honor the moment. And I'm not available for your manipulation. Think about that, guys. I invite you to strongly think about it. Put yourself in the moment, not the moment to be available to be manipulated. Because we are in a time where everything is trying and everyone is trying to recruit you into a side. Well, hey, I'll recruit you to the Mornings in the Lab live network or to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends live 8 o'clock on mitl.live. But if your identity becomes a jersey, political or athletic, well, guess what? You become very, very, very easy to control. Because the real flex now, the real flex in today's world is actually being unbuyable. I don't want your fucking money. No, I don't need your attention. I don't need your mob. I don't even need the party. Because you know what? People hate that. People want us to pick a team. And maybe that's why we are having success on the show, is that there are many of you that are standing right in the middle of all this bullshit in the world going, I don't want to pick a team. And I'm telling you, the future belongs to those of you that don't pick a team. The future belongs to those of you that can stay human in public without turning every fucking moment around us into propaganda. Because that is what's happening. Everywhere we go, it's propaganda. Oh. So yeah. It just seems like the world is, well, sports are political now. Let's call it what it is. And it's not because the athletes changed. No, the athletes haven't changed. There's still somebody getting up right now trying to achieve that one single moment of greatness. But what has changed is the world. And if we don't protect the few places that still feel real, nation, we're going to wake up one day. We're going to wake up one day and we're going to realize, we are going to realize, every single fucking human on the planet, that we didn't lose the game. No, we didn't lose the game. We lost the fucking ability to celebrate anything without it being weaponized.
We spend so much time obsessing over the finish line that we forget who's actually running the race.
Today, we're looking at invisible scripts that run your life, from attention harvesting to the toxic winners you're too afraid to fire.
It's time to stop reacting and start choosing.
Ready to get uncomfortable? I thought so. Over to you, Chief.
Hey guys, Katie Clark is dropping in over on YouTube with a truth bomb about how your attention is literally your life force. If you're spending 4 hours a day scrolling through garbage, man, you aren't just relaxing, you're actually feeding a reality that you claim to hate, yet we all do it. Put the phone down. That focus you have is a muscle. And most of you just let it atrophy on a diet of digital filler. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. No, you don't want that. You want a different life? Well, stop giving your energy to every notification that pings. True fucking story. You got to shift from horizontal reacting to vertical introspection and put that phone down and start creating instead of consuming. That will move you forward. Because if you can't control your eyes for 10 minutes, how do you expect to control the destiny that's going to take you years? Think about that one for a second. All right, let's keep it going over on Substack. Why your safety is actually a death trap. Yes, safety. Well, we've been sold this lie for a long time that failure is an enemy. Well, Al Balencia. Oh, like Balenciaga? Al says, where's the Balenciaga brand gone? I don't see much of an outlet anymore, actually. Anyways, Al Balencia is out there rewarding people that the failure is not an option crowd is usually the first to go extinct. Look at Kodak, look at Blockbuster. They played it safe right into the grave. I agree. Real growth requires what AI calls intelligent failure. And he goes on as far as to say that if you aren't failing at something right now, you aren't trying hard enough. And no, you know what I like about this? Because this maybe relates to my conversation with my team this morning. I want my team to keep trying to fail. Because if they keep trying to fail, that means they're trying even harder than they did yesterday. And I know failure sucks. And I know failure hurts. And I know failure is one of those feelings that we don't like. But it's so true. If we're running towards it, then we're running towards the right thing. Because if you aren't trying hard enough. Hey, LinkedIn, the brilliant jerk tax Davis Nguyen fired a top performer. Why? Because she was a toxic parasite. Yes, I've had those in my life before. On paper, rock star, crushing metrics, hitting every goal. But behind the scenes, she was belittling the team and stealing all the credit. Fuck, really? One of those, eh? Well, Davis let her go. See you later, alligator. There's the point of the story. Skills get you to the door. Character keeps you in the room. Period. Speaking of character, you know, I met a guy. His name is Matt Roof. Fell in love with his character. He does the show every single day, 7:30 live Eastern time. Mornings in the lab, live network, kindness rising. I share that with you because when I think of character, I think of Roofy. I just do. The guy has an upstanding character that I just love leaning into. So, all right, Maya. Get me out of here. Let's have some fun. If pitchers started recording KPIs, but became a total diva in the lounge, would he get the boot or is he just too cute to fire?
Chief, if pitcher starts acting like he owns the place, he's going to learn real quick that accountability doesn't care about your followers. If you're keeping someone just because they perform, you're paying a tax on your peace. Say the truth out loud today. Who or what is draining your energy? Then do the smallest thing to change it. Momentum isn't magic, guys. It's reps. See you tomorrow.
Why is my music not playing? Oh, it looks like the button. There it is. You know what's awesome is that I know that somebody who might be doing a show or podcast the first time, y'all freaking out. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. Hey guys, fun show today. Thanks for tuning in with us. We're going to work towards wrapping it up here. Maybe a little bit early today. Hey, Jimmy, I think we have I thought we had like a robotics AI thing I wanted to see here. I think there's something kind of cool that I wanted to share with Nation. I'm just looking back on our notes here. Guys, we introduced a new workflow to our team here today. So a little bit messy. Nothing that we'll get better at tomorrow here. I got a ton of words and a ton of boxes of content. And yeah, no, but Jimmy, I thought we had like an AI or I thought we had like a robotics one that I wanted to see here that maybe I thought that that's cool if we don't. All good. I thought that there was something there quickly that we're going to put on the table, but that's totally cool. All right, guys, listen, we're back tomorrow. You know where to find us. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock live. MITL.live. MITL.live. Jimmy, put it up on the screen, guys. Have you guys checked into the show yet today? If you haven't checked into the show, good time I see your comment. Trump fed them MDS at the White House. Oh, Charlie. It's funny, man. Money's a hell of a drug, says psychological warfare is a daily experience. Children grew up in a pretty intense world. True story. Yes, money is a hell of a drug. I like that. Spartacus, what's going on, brother? Check in today? I haven't checked to see if Spartacus checked in here today. Jimmy, let's see who's checked in here today. Let's call out the folks that haven't checked in, Jimmy. Oh, who do we got there? Who's that? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just going to say Spartacus is a girl figure today. Okay, good. Cheryl figured it out. She's got her streak going for 2 days. Looks like Roofy's there. That's good, too. Yeah, good. All right, you guys, keep checking in. Yeah, keep checking in and get up, check in, and hey. At least we got Spartacus into the show here. We got him. Oh, we got to. Well, maybe I got to be careful, Jimmy. I don't want to be talking about apes on the show because people might think that we're offending folks here. But yeah, there's an ape there. That's pretty good too, guys. It's fun, man. Come check it out. Come check into the show and let us know you're alive. Let us know you're there. And while you're there, check out Kai's poll. Yeah, Kai's on the poll today. I think Jimmy has to give my statement forever. Kai's on the poll. That's it. Just Kai's on the poll. Kai's doing a great job at the poll, by the way, guys. So I'd encourage you guys to go check that out. Hey, coming up tomorrow, we got AJ Zeglin. Let me look at my outro here. I should just get to my notes. That's probably helpful. So my team doesn't give me shit for missing some stuff. It's funny because I always instruct the team to hold accountability up top. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us, whether you're listening in the car, the bathroom, the gym. We appreciate you choosing to start your day in the lab with us. Today, we talked about why we stopped arguing about the small stuff Yeah. Sarah Barnes Humphrey was on the show as well. Masterclass in resilience. She was an awesome guest, man. Supply chain discussion, resilience, morning focus. I got into proximity. Is it neutral? Man, the politicizing of sports is happening, and I got some points of view on that one. The conversation desk was loaded. Go back and listen to it. And hey, we're back tomorrow live, 8 o'clock. Mornings in the lab.live. And you'll find myself, Johnny, the entire gang. AJ's joining us tomorrow, guys, so come check us out. 8 o'clock right here on The Big Show. Mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy, Kai, Melissa, the entire team. I appreciate you guys. I see Cheryl out there as well. Lots of love from me to all of you. We'll see you guys in less than 22 hours right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. See you guys.